Hey everybody, you know what? The eclipse just happened, and the first eclipse that we've had in the United States in 99 years. And it's amazing. So I know a bunch of people are wondering, what can I do with this energy? And that's why I want to talk to you today because all this fantastic energy is lingering around. You know why? Because we just had an eclipse. We have the new moon. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, and all of it is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is let's see. I bet one of the first things that is on your mind is how can I start taking control of my life then? And what's the first place that people go to first? Love. You want to go ahead and go with love first because everybody wants a soulmate. No one wants to know that they're going to be on this planet for the rest of their life all by themselves. No one wants to know that in the life after this or whatever you believe that you're not going to find that connection with somebody. And you know what you want? You want this. And I'm using the beautiful Dreams of Gaia Tarot here to go ahead and illustrate this. But you want this. You want this connection. You want this intimacy. And you know what? It's possible. You can have this. You can have this beautiful connection. It's like it's more than sexual energy. It's more than that. It is beauty. And being able to wake up next to the person that you love every single day. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go over why you need a life coach, why you need a spiritual life coach like myself in order to get to this point. So just to introduce myself, my name is Rachel. I'm owner and operator of Modron Lotus Garden, and I specialize in giving spiritual readings, using tarot, pendulums, palm readings, all of these tools that's usually told to, tell your fortune, tell your lotto numbers, everything like that. I use them to help you with your life on how can you fix it? Where's the problems? What can you do better than you're already doing? What obstacles are in your way? And today we're going to go over what's keeping you from this. Okay? So the first thing is everybody wants the end goal, right? Well, majority of people want the end goal, and that's a family. They want love that'll get them to this point, to this beautiful little child, because it represents new possibilities and new things happening for yourself. And you know what? That's fantastic, because who doesn't want to know that you're going to have people with you later on, that after your loved one has gone, there's still people who cherish you around. Who's going to remember you? We want someone to hold on to our legacy. The problem, though, everybody wants the end result. No one wants to work up to that. They just think, I'm going to walk down the street, I'm going to drop my Starbucks, and I'm going to look up, and there's this face. And I'm never going to forget that face because it's always going to be with me. And it's magic from there, which if it happens to you, fantastic. Yay, did you had that wonderful connection with somebody. But the rest of us, we have to put in a little bit extra work. So how can we do this? So what we have to do first is balance our emotions. We have to get to the core of what is the problem. And who wants to be with somebody who's emotionally unstable, who 1 minute is super up and the other minute is super down? Who wants that? I know you personally would not want to deal with that. You would want somebody who's stable and who is able to not only care for themselves and treat themselves fairly, but also treat you fairly and your potential offspring. So that's one thing that people don't consider, is you have to go ahead and have some kind of balance of emotions in there. It's not all magic and fairy tales all the time. So you have to learn how to keep a level head. And who can help with this? A spiritual life coach. You know what else is the problem? It's the matter of bringing in two worlds. You have one side that is completely known to you, and then all of a sudden there's this outside source. We don't always know what's going on in everybody's lives. So if you know your world consists of waking up in the morning and having a cup of coffee, you wake up at the same time, you get up, you jog, you have a cup of coffee. That's your routine. All of a sudden this outside force comes in and suddenly you can't have your cup of coffee in the morning, or you have to wake up earlier, or you have to wake up later. And you have to readjust. How can I rebalance my life out like this? No one ever considers this when it comes to love. So what happens? You need to bring in outside help for that. And one thing that people never want to accept, they're just like, oh, my soulmate is going to love me for me. No, because even soulmates don't deserve your baggage. Even soulmates don't deserve to have someone playing mind games or having emotional, ties to something else. Like, a soulmate deserves your 100% respect and your 100% attention and love. And no one deserves to see you suffer, especially someone who's supposed to love you eternally, no matter how many reincarnations or how many generations go by. And how can you do that if you don't love yourself? So one of the biggest parts that I always help whenever it comes to spiritual life coaching is figuring out how to help you find those problems you hate about yourself and loving them. You see, this man, if you look at him, he's not the prettiest thing in the book. He's scarred. You can literally see it. But he's coming to terms with it. He's using his intuition and his heart to come to terms with that. And I bet a lot of you are looking at this and you're trying to figure out, how can I be like him? How can I learn to love my flaws? Because there's even a bit of a smile on his face. He's starting to accept it. How can I learn to love myself? And you know what? That's what someone like me is here for. So I am that guide. I'm that hand that goes ahead and leads you to your correct life path. You're having issues with your loves? Fine. You keep finding the same people over and over and over again, and they keep using you, and they never call you back. Here's a guiding hand. Come talk to me. And we'll figure out why this keeps happening. What is about these people that keeps attracting them into your life? We'll do that.